Asterisk asterisk, the Treehouse of Endless Worlds, asterisk asterisk 1, breezy autumn afternoon. Max Evans was out exploring the woods behind his house, a place he had walked 100 times before but never quite noticed the way he did that day. The sun was low in the sky, casting long shadows over the forest floor, and a golden light filtered through the rustling leaves. Max wasn't like most kids who stayed indoors playing video games or glued to their phones. He preferred the outdoors, climbing trees, making forts, and imagining that every patch of forest held secrets. This afternoon, however, something caught his eye, something that had always been there but somehow went unnoticed. Tucked between two massive oak trees, there was an old wooden ladder, barely visible behind thick vines. It looked like it had been there forever, yet there was something strangely inviting about it. His heart skipped a beat with curiosity. He had never seen this ladder before, and he was certain he would have noticed it before. Without a second thought, Max climbed up, his fingers brushing against the rough bark as he made his way higher. At the top of the ladder was a small, weathered treehouse. It wasn't the kind of treehouse you'd expect to find in a yard, built with wooden planks and nailed together. This one was different. Its walls shimmered faintly in the afternoon sunlight, as though made from light itself. It was beautiful but odd. Max hesitated for a moment, but then stepped inside. The moment his foot crossed the threshold, a strange sensation washed over him like a cool breeze on a warm day. The air in the treehouse was different, lighter somehow. He looked around, and to his amazement, the room was bigger than it seemed from the outside. It was like stepping into a cozy nook of the universe itself, a space that stretched far beyond its wooden walls. In the center of the treehouse stood a large, ancient-looking book resting on a pedestal. It had a golden cover with strange symbols Max couldn't read, but something about it called to him. The book seemed to hum gently, as if waiting for him to open it. His fingers tingled with excitement as he reached out to touch it. As soon as he did, the pages of the book flipped open on their own, revealing blank, shimmering paper. Then a single word appeared on the page. Asterisk, choose asterisk. Max's mind raced. Choose what? Before he could think it through, a soft voice echoed in his mind. Asterisk, choose a world to visit. Young one. Asterisk. Max blinked. He wasn't sure whether to be scared or thrilled, but his curiosity won out. He whispered aloud, I want to see a world where dragons fly. The treehouse seemed to shift, and the next thing Max knew, the ground beneath his feet vanished. He was soaring through the sky, the wind rushing around him, and below him was a world unlike anything he'd ever seen. He was riding on the back of a dragon, its scales gleaming in the sunlight, the sound of wings beating like thunder. Max's heart raced with excitement as he gazed down at the sprawling mountains, vast valleys, and rivers of molten gold below. The dragon soared higher, taking him past clouds that sparkled with magic. The dragon spoke, its voice deep and rumbling. Do you see the beauty of this world, young traveler? It is a world of wonder where dragons rule the skies. Max felt the rush of adrenaline as the dragon dived and looped through the air, then landed gracefully on a massive peak. The dragon allowed Max to dismount, and as he stood at the top of the mountain, he could see the land stretching out for miles. But before he could say anything, the dragon nudged him gently. "Do you wish to see another world?" Max nodded, heart full of questions, excitement, and wonder. He touched the shimmering book again, and in the blink of an eye, the dragon world vanished. The ground beneath him shifted once more, and suddenly he was standing in the middle of a glowing forest with trees that sparkled like stars. This time he was surrounded by creatures with wings like butterflies, their colors more vibrant than anything he had ever seen. They flitted around him, laughing and singing, their voices like the sweetest music. "This is the world of dreams," one of the creatures explained, its wings shimmering in the light. "In this world, imagination is everything. What you think, you can create." Max smiled. "What if I think of a castle?" The creature grinned and fluttered its wings. Suddenly, a magnificent castle appeared, rising from the forest floor like a grand mirage. The walls were made of translucent crystal, and the towers stretched high into the sky, reflecting the colors of the stars. Max wandered around the castle, marveling at the beauty of it. He felt as though anything was possible here. But after a while, the voice from the book whispered again, "Asterisk, do you wish to see yet another world?" Max's eyes sparkled. "Yes," he said, without hesitation. This time, the world that greeted him was nothing like the last two. He was standing on a wide open plain, the air crisp and fresh. Far in the distance, a city of shining metal and glass rose toward the sky, an incredible metropolis filled with flying cars and people wearing strange, futuristic clothing. Max realized he was in the future. He looked around, and a sleek, silver robot approached him. It held out its hand, and in a mechanical voice, it said, "Welcome to the world of tomorrow. What is your mission, traveler?" Max grinned. "I'm just exploring." The robot led him through the bustling streets, showing him holographic maps and towering skyscrapers. People flew overhead in sleek aircraft, and robots helped with everything from cooking to carrying groceries. Everything felt so advanced, like a place from one of his science fiction books. But after exploring the futuristic city for a while, Max felt the pull of the treehouse again. The world began to fade, and he was back in the treehouse, standing in front of the magical book, the pages now blank again. He sat down, breathing heavily, filled with wonder and excitement. He had just visited 3 completely different worlds, each one more incredible than the last. The adventure had been beyond anything he could have imagined. As the sun began to set outside, Max closed the book gently. The ladder to the treehouse stood before him just as it had when he first found it. He knew he couldn't visit those worlds every day, but the magic of the treehouse would always be there when he needed it. Max smiled to himself. He had found a secret world of endless possibilities. And no matter where he went, one thing was certain: he would never stop exploring. With a final glance at the magical treehouse, he climbed down the ladder and made his way home, his mind already filled with the adventures waiting for him tomorrow. Asterisk, asterisk, the end. Asterisk, asterisk.